guys, welcome back to Tom Mod's Things, and today you can see we've changed the colour of the 106. No, I joke. So it's been a long time coming. People that have been following my Instagram and stuff will have seen that this was going to be taking place today, but we have got it. So this was Project Saxo that we picked up sort of tail end of last year. This is an ex top 100 max power car, max power live car. It's also been in a few magazines and stuff. We got hold of it not looking too great, to be honest, and then from those of you that kind of follow the videos and stuff that we've posted up, you would have seen we've been doing loads of work on the front and rear bumper just down there for this, as well as a load of other things in the background. But while the 106 was kind of getting all the last bits finished up, we didn't have enough space to kind of get this car in here to kind of get finished off, because the whole idea was that this was going to get finished for this year's Max Power reunion, which is 4 months. So yeah, we've got to get cracking. So I thought what we'd do with this video, now that we've kind of got it in, is we'll do a quick fly around of the bits that I know need doing, and then it'll be a good thing for me anyway to sort of mentally prepare myself for the work that's going to be required. And then for those of you guys that are new to the channel and stuff as well, you'll be able to see exactly what we've got, and be able to follow along for the ride as well. So without further ado, let's get cracking. I'll take you for a quick walk around of this car. Right, so here we go. So it is a Citroen Saxo. It's had a fair amount of work done externally. Got a few bits that we'll start to just walk around with. So we've got an F50 bonnet. Obviously it's not looking brilliant at the moment. Got a fair few cracks and stuff going around that we're going to have to drill and sort out. We're going to do a bit with these vents as well. I think we're actually going to cut these out to stop the water kind of pooling in here. Just to say, this is looking way better than when we first picked it up. If you want to go back and have a look at those videos, I'll put a little thing that will pop up just to kind of take you back to the playlist, and then you can start watching from the beginning, which I highly recommend doing, because then you'll kind of get to see exactly what this looked like before we started work on it, because as I say, it's looking way better, and obviously we've done bits of repair work and stuff in the background. So yeah, F50 bonnet. Then we've got the extended kind of bad boy bonnet down the front as well. So this has all been put on, I believe it's metal work that's been put under here from when I looked at it, and then smoothed over the top, much like the 106. We've got Moretti front lights, which are always really cool. Quite a rare thing as well, so always like that sort of stuff. Then we're kind of missing a lot of panels on this side, because they're actually stacked up over here, which we're going to get on to fitting back on today, because these needed new clips because they were all hanging off and it was just a mess. So anyway, so we've got that. Then this is the new addition, the chrome mirrors. If you know the 106 build, you know I love chrome mirrors. So the old ones were all smashed up and not working, so we thought, well, we'll grab a set of these and then that'll just be the thing. So 106 chrome mirrors, this one chrome mirrors. A couple of the old stickers, Warrior Motorsport and stuff back in the day, old school. Problem with this is it does have a crack, you can just see here, running all the way across the windscreen. So this screen's got to come out. So I think what we'll do is we'll take some pictures of this to see whether we kind of mock it back up again, to kind of put it back on, so it's kind of in homage to what it used to be. But definitely going to need a new screen, so this is coming out. Little silver aerial, that's kind of cool. And actually these, from when I was looking at it, these little silver washer jets, I think they're actually LEDs as well in the front here. So as you can see there, I don't think they're working, but we'll see if we can get them up and go. Then wheels wise, down here, they're V2s, classic wheel from back in the day. Skirts, Kingdom Developments, I think. So the front end on this is a Kingdom Developments like Nova bumper that's been cut up and moulded to kind of fit a Saxo. I believe most of the kit was Kingdom Developments, same as the rear wing. Rear wing is also Kingdom Developments rear wing for a Nova. Grafted on, so yes, come around here, say body panels missing and stuff. Then rear lights, we've got Moretti rear lights. So this used to have some like clear Lexus style rear lights. Wasn't 100% keen, because we had the Moretti lights out the front, kind of only just that we had them on the rear as well, and we had these knocking around in here anyway from previous things that I picked up, so it was just worthwhile chucking them on. Then the rear bumper with the separate diffuser at the bottom, and then the dual cutouts to kind of house the twin tips. You can just see it there in the background. And this one here, some tips coming out of it, which actually sound pretty good, to be fair. Then on the inside, yeah, that door handle's not working, so we'll come around this side instead. I'll be honest, the inside, not a lot of work got done on here, to be honest. I think it was just from sort of bits and pieces from speaking to the previous owner and stuff, just kind of ran out of money and stuff when they'd kind of done all the exterior work, and then also the engine, which I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, on the inside, standard early sort of VTR interior with the bench and stuff as well. A few things hanging out. We've replaced the stereo with a classic flip out rip speed job, and then we've got sort of work to do on all of these door cards, and we've got crossovers kind of hanging around in various places, because there was a stereo in this, but since being pulled out, the rear is just kind of like random cables shoved everywhere, so I've got to get that sorted. Oh yeah, actually with the rear as well, so we've got the spoiler and then also smooth boot lid, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Again, a load of repair work that needs to do because it's all cracked, and then we're gonna have to get rid of this. Can't have that knocking around in there. Right, and then when we come round to the front, we'll just get this bonnet open and show you what is knocking around underneath. If I can find the little tab straight away, always miss it on this thing. Right, there we go. Okay, right, so. Ooh. And there we go. So, this has had a GTI lump dumped in it back in the day. I think from sort of what I was told, it was about 8 grand's worth of work that ended up happening, which is a shame to see it in such a state that it is at the moment. It was all done by Pug Performance, classic from back then. But even though kind of from the exterior at the moment it looks pretty gross, it does run. We got it running, so that was on previous episodes as well. We cleaned up and got a new battery and did a few bits, and then managed to get it running again. It runs rough as anything, but it does run, so that's always a really good thing. We had a problem with the fuel pump, which was one thing that stopped it from running the other day, but we bought a new fuel pump, chucked it in, fired straight back up again, so that's really good. So yeah, so this is positive. There's an issue at the moment with the gearbox. We've got a really high biting point, so I think the clutch is on its way out, and if there was a smell-o-vision on this, you would smell clutch, because trying to get this off of the truck and then into the garage, with the next issue, which is that it doesn't have first gear. You can't put it in first gear unless all the weight's been lifted off the car. So if you jack the car up, you can shove it into first gear, but as soon as it goes on the floor, not a chance. So anyway, don't know yet, gonna delve into it and see what's going on, but yeah, it's on the list of things to sort out. But yeah, it's not terrible, it's not great. I think we can do a lot in here to just tidy all this up and get it a bit cleaner. There's a lot of the old alarm system to strip out or rewire that's not working, and I mean there's just random yeah, I think that's probably the worst thing of the car, is just the wiring that's kind of just floating around everywhere, because like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, for me personally, I like to keep stuff as kind of tidy and clear as possible, and so there's just a few things that need to happen really on this to kind of get it to that point. And then there's a few things we'll need to test. We'll need to make sure that the fan's still working and various other bits before we start to run it. And then really the main thing is kind of what we start to see down here, which is that there is rust kind of all under the underside of this. I think from what I've seen, it's fairly superficial. Superficial, I think is the right word. So effectively, it's I don't think it's catastrophic. From what I've seen, I think I can take wire wheel to it and just get rid of pretty much all of it, and then just recoat the underside of the car, as well as all the arches, and we've got suspension we need to replace. We've got drop links and steering arms and loads of other bits that need doing, and then we've also got already a pile of bits to kind of go back on. So we've obviously got all the body panels to go back on. We've also picked up these, which are going to be the new seats for it. So these are actually ProDrive seats. I think they're from a Subaru, but the mounts on the bottom come off, and then they can hard mount flat straight onto a thing, onto a subframe. So we'll pick up a subframe for that, and we'll chuck them in replacement of the ones that are in there, and then we'll retrim the door cards and then do something with the rear of it, probably big speakers, probably all that stuff over there, to be honest, all the audio bar stuff will go in the back. So yeah, so that will get all that stuff together, and then there's various other bits just to get it done, so we're just gonna have to start cracking on with it and just starting to tick pieces off. Right, so I think first up is I'm going to start bashing through and getting all the old clips off of the side of the car, and then I think we're going to start with chucking all the body panels back on, so all the front fenders and side skirts, will get all the indicators all wired back up again, and see where we get to from there. So yeah, catch you when that's done. Right, so we made some progress and we're getting some of the kit back on. We're missing some of the clips, even though we sort of managed to piece together a fair few of them, so we're using a bit of trusty tiger seal to at least just get them bonded into place, and then some tape just to kind of hold it there while it's setting. Yeah, not the correct way, but as a lot of you 106 and Saxo owners will know, it is the way to get it done, because the clips and stuff notoriously snap off and stuff. So we've done our best. We've got a lot more clips on there than were originally there, considering all the bits had fallen off anyway. And then, as I showed, what we've done is, as you can see, back one nicely on, just got to tie in this rear corner once this is all dried, and then we've just got a bit of tape down here just holding these edges on, just to kind of where we've put a little bit of tiger seal in places like blobbed along. We basically just needed to hold it in place to keep everything done. So all of those sides are on. We've got these sides kind of all together. Side panels back on again. Excuse the big dent that we're going to have to try and get out as well. So I think we can get the scuff off of on this, and then hopefully PDR can come in and some guy can come and tug that back out, which would be great. And then yeah, rear section on here, kind of all back in as well. So yeah, starting to look a little bit more like a car again. Yeah, lovely. Got a lot of sanding to do to get all this back to the way it was. So yeah, so anyway, so that bit's done, so we're going to start to move on to some of the other bits that we needed to do. I think for this we're just going to go through and just check what is and isn't working, like indicators for example, and lights and bits and bobs, and then we'll fly through and just sort of quickly replace all of those. You know, it is with me, got to do sort of little and often, because don't tend to get big bits of time anymore with little one. And then yeah, I reckon we could probably bash the rear bumper back on, and then we'll probably just get a hoover or vacuum cleaner or whatever, and then just start to hoover up some of the leaves and stuff that have sort of found their way into this engine bay, so that we can start to clear the mess that is in here, and start to work our way through what we do and don't need to keep, etc, etc. And then we'll start to look at getting the front end all jacked up so that we can get the wheels off, and then get all the suspension bits at least underway. But all the suspension stuff will probably happen next episode, because as I say, running out of time. Oh, they do look cool. I can't wait to get those in actually, they're going to look pretty sick. Sat in there, as long as we can get them fit, well, we'll make them fit. Definitely make them fit. So yeah, gonna crack on, gonna get that stuff sorted. Right, so been through, indicators and lights all working, which is great, and then I thought what I'd do is I'd come under to effectively where all the work is going to be required, and if we have a look under here, you can see it's fairly rotten, so got a fair bit of work that we need to do under here, rust repair and all the joys that come with that. But first off, we're going to have to start getting all of these like random leaves and stuff taken out. We've got loads of sort of exhaust mounts and stuff that are needing to be redone, like that one there, as you can just see it. That one's looking like it's on its way out, same as this little random one that's been done over here, because effectively it will look like that, where this one isn't even connected. It's an old power flow system from the one into the sort of quad tips coming out back. So yeah, we got a fair bit of work to do under here, to be fair. This is, as I say, where the majority of stuff is going to happen. A lot of it I think we can wire brush off and then treat. Some of it's going to probably need bits replaced or sections cut out and then welded in. So yeah, that's kind of where it starts to maybe not look so great, but we kind of knew about that when we took the project on, because yeah, from the outside it looks, oh, it's just a little bit of paint and stuff, but actually when you delve into kind of what's going on underneath, you realise that there's a little bit more work that's going to be required. So anyway, so yeah, gonna start now on tidying up some of this and getting all of the crap taken out that we don't need. Right, so we have gone through and we've started stripping out a lot of the cables. As you can see, there's a little bit more space. A few of the cables we just rerouted and stuff just for the moment until we work out exactly what they're for. We've disconnected certain things like, I mean, the towed alarm system that was in here. The alarm is still there, but it's disconnected at the moment because all the ends are kind of fallen apart. We've kind of tied up some of the loose ends like over here, and done a little bit of heat shrink around certain ones over there as well, and then generally just giving it a hoover to get rid of all the random leaves and stuff that was floating around in the bay. Gave it a quick wipe over as well, just to clean it up a little bit, because it's always better to work on clean stuff than it is to work on filthy stuff. So yeah, this is looking not too bad. Just trying to gauge what I can get done while little one's asleep. Well, I guess it's fitting that our first mods go on as well. Look at these absolute classics. Proper Halford spec from back in the day. I think they'll match at least the blue for the moment, so we're just going to go and chuck these in right now. Right, there we go. Absolutely baller. Sick. Had to be done. Yeah, right, on to the next stuff. Right, so I've run out of time for today. However, I think we've managed to fly through and do a fair few bits. As you saw, we've got all the kind of body panels all currently fixed back on the car. We've got a new fuel pump in it, which is why we managed to get it running and loaded up properly. So we replaced the old fuel pump, so that's now fully running and stuff again. So that was great. The exhaust mount, just sorted that out as well. So the exhaust mount's all sorted on that side that I showed a minute ago, where it was all corroded and broken. And then fitted first mod, those rip speed pads. Probably just see them there, the little blue things in the corner. And then we've got the new seats, various other bits to go in. We've got all the bits to basically get this back on the road, minus windscreen, but that's currently being sorted at the moment by Pugbits again. They're going to see if they can source me a new one like they did on the 106, so that'll be great if we manage to get that done. So yeah, and the engine bay looking a little bit cleaner. Just sorted that out and got all the crud and stuff all hoovered up out of it, so it's looking way better than it was. Yeah, so it's just good to have this in the garage now, because it means that we can just plough through this and basically get it as complete as we can do for Max Power Reunion show, where we should hopefully, fingers crossed, have it MOT'd and then able to actually be driven there under its own power, which would be pretty sick. Yeah, so anyway, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned. Now we've got it here, content's coming thick and fast, as and when we get onto this to get various bits ticked off. So yeah, we're going to crack on and we're going to get all the bodywork repaired, bumpers all back on, underside all undersealed, and all the rust sort of taken care of as well. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, and I'll see you later.